Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to be showing you whether you should buy a Samsung TV from around 2008 and whether you should or whether you should not. Now I'm doing this video because you can find these era TVs on Facebook Marketplace and other marketplace sites like eBay for pretty cheap at about £30–40 in the UK anyway, but that's pretty good going for a 32-inch TV. So I'm going to show you whether you should actually get one in 2022. It's almost 2023 as well, so Happy New Year, about 3 months early. Anyway, this is a 2008 era Samsung TV, and I will tell you the model now. It is a Samsung LE32A558P3F. So this is the one I have in particular. I know it's of 2008 era when I had a look at the date in the developer options, or the Samsung TVs are called them. So first of all, we're going to start off with the design itself. The design of the actual TV itself is pretty nice. It's got a chunky bezel on the edge. You can just see, this is the bezel. It's pretty chunkster down here, look. It is pretty chunkster. But the design itself is actually quite nice. You got this nice sort of edge along the bottom of the screen and your little interface there. And the screen's pretty big anyway. It's quite a nice TV to pick up. It's quite heavy to get up the stairs, but like it generally looks quite nice. You've also got your controls on the side here if you don't have the remote. Now, these are quite awkward to use in some cases, and especially on mine, because my one doesn't really sit on the stand properly. But yeah, these buttons are alright. They're meh. So that's the design of the TV itself. The design of the TV remote is also quite nice, actually, the one that I got. It's got these backlit buttons, so you can turn on the backlight. So if you're in the dark, you can actually see what you're doing, which is actually a really nice feature. And also the thing on the top, the TV icon, actually does glow when you do things. Just want my phone to focus. The TV icon actually does glow when you interact with the television. And you've even got DVD, STB, which I've yet to figure out what that is, cable, and VCR options. So you can use all those kind of things if that's what you have. Now, anyway, on to the actual TV itself. We're going to start up the TV and see how long it takes it to actually boot, and see whether the boot time is too slow in comparison with a modern TV, or whether it's like completely fine. So this is a cold boot. It's not been on for like hours, probably about a day now. So we're going to actually give it a shot. Just turn on my sound unit because I do want you to hear the beautiful startup chime of these older era Samsung televisions. Right, let's do it. Yeah, that's the startup. It's pretty quick, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty quick for a telly from 2008, which is like 13 years ago. It's pretty good going for that era of a television. I actually have this hooked up to my PS4, so I'm gonna go ahead and boot my PlayStation up so you can see the PS4 take action. And as you can see, this is on the PS4 screen. You can see it does work completely fine, and it is on the PlayStation connected to TV. And as you can see, I'm now assigned to my PlayStation. Pretty normal stuff, just like, you know, any TV. It can obviously connect to HDMI devices, which is good, because that's what you want. You can actually control whatever's hooked up via HDMI through your TV's remote, which is very good for watching YouTube and things. Only if your batteries aren't dead, though. Like, mine are kind of dying, but like, yeah, it's pretty good going. You can definitely do this. Say you lost your PlayStation remote, but you still have this one. You could still, like, watch YouTube easily. But speaking of YouTube, let's see how YouTube performs on this television. And it's a mixed boat, really. It's good, but you can definitely see the frames dip sometimes, and that's not due to the PlayStation, because I had this PlayStation on my other TV once, which is actually just hidden in the closet right now. But yeah, it's good. Definitely legible. It just lags sometimes. So let's just start with, I don't know, an Austin Evans video.
Introducing Houston Command Center.
Well, first of all, a Houston Command Center advert. Let's take a look at how the TV performs in just a normal video test. Now, before I do a video test, I do want to say, this is not going to be completely accurate, because you're watching a TV through a TV or a phone or a laptop or whatever you're watching this on. You're watching two screens at once, so it's not going to be exactly like I can see right now. It's going to be very different for you. And also, it depends on my phone and everything. You know, it's got so many things that could be happening. So anyway, I'm just going to press play on the video now so you can see how it performs.
To you. Does this turn me into Bane? I was born in the darkness.
Why did you give Bane a Mickey Mouse voice? That's the only voice you have.
Is this a mask where you can have potentially private conversation via Bluetooth, but without people around you seeing it?
If you remember, we actually did a...
Yeah, so you can see it does look fine. It quality is good. Like, it's good for a bedroom TV, but I don't know if you notice every now and then. But it does seem to stutter a little bit. Sometimes it's more extreme than other times. You might see every now and then it does have some slowdowns and stutters. That could just be because it's a 2008 era TV. It might just be because it's using an older version of HDMI. And I wouldn't really be surprised due to it, being 2008. But other than that, it's good. You can watch YouTube or movies or whatever you really want on this completely fine. So that's just a YouTube test. I'll now give you a test of a trailer, iPhone 14 trailer. Why not? So yeah, that's just an iPhone 14 trailer, just because, why not? Because that's the hype these days. But yeah, it does play YouTube, because it's a TV. What would you expect? And it plays it pretty well as well. This is fine for a bedroom TV, like in the case we have. This is a very good television. And you can do YouTube completely fine. You can watch films completely fine. And it's very good for that, for content consumption. Now, when it comes to gaming, it's also very nice because it is pretty smooth, in most cases, and it's nice not having to sit right up close to the TV like I did have to with my 20-inch Cello TV that I used to use previously. But now I can sit just fine on my bunk bed and not have any issues at all. So gaming and video consumption are very nice on this television indeed. It's very good for just using a PS4 in your bedroom, and it's nice and big so you can actually sit somewhere you want. Now let's take a look at the actual TV's UI, shall we? So I'm just going to give the PlayStation into rest mode, so that's not what we're looking at. And I will show you the UI of the TV's interface. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and put it onto the menu. Just press menu. And you can see very 2008 style menu here. And this is interesting. You've got a lot of settings here. Some of them don't really do a whole lot. Like, I've noticed sharpness doesn't seem to do much. You've got 3 modes. So... okay, before I get back to that, this is an annoying thing this TV does. When you don't use a channel for 10 seconds after it, not being active, like HDMI for example, it shows either static or channel not found. And channel not found is not that bad because it's DTV. It's not blinding you, say you're watching Teddy at 10 in the night or something. You're not going to go blind. But when it goes to static, that's a bit of a different story. This hurts your eyes. I'm not going to keep it on there for long because I don't really want you guys to go blind, but it does hurt your eyes. That's an annoying thing about this TV. So that is something to consider. Your TV might end up going to static, and this is a quick way you can change that. So if your TV does end up going to static when you don't use the channel for a little while, you want to make sure you click on TV DTV. So you see that TV DTV button? It might be a bit different for you because on default it says TV, which is this. But if you set it to DTV, you don't see that static. So click on the TV DTV button, and then it goes over to this, which is nowhere near as harsh on your poor eyes. Anyway, back to the initial review of the UI. The UI is very 2008 era, Windows XP, Windows Vista feel. It's very, I don't know, it feels robotic in a way. You've got quite a few settings, you can change how loud the melody is on startup, and energy saving, and I don't know what entertainment is. Guess that's more config modes. But you've got quite a few settings in here. Picture options. Yes, there's quite a lot. Color tone. Screen mode. I don't know what half of this even is, to be honest. But there's quite a few settings to go around and mess with. And, you can do quite a lot. You've got AnyNet Plus, which is HDMI CSE. You can actually go to source list and change some of them to whatever you want, to be honest. So for HDMI 1, you could make it say hold on, I didn't do that right. Menu. Yeah, this controller's quite awkward to use at times. But edit name, and here you go. You can go all the way down. Excuse me. Try and do stuff here. So the only issue I find with the remote is it can be very insensitive. It's really, you have to proper mash your finger in just to get to do anything. But you can set to VCR, DVD, cable STB, all sorts of things here that it's quite nice to have. I mean, I just like not having it at all, but so I just set it to none. But yeah, you can do source list. This TV specifically has 3 HDMI ports, which is pretty good in 2022 because that means you can have your PlayStation, your Xbox, and your Switch, or your PlayStation, your I don't know, Virgin Media streaming box, and your Amazon Prime Stick, whatever you want. That's quite nice to have so many ports, and you've also got SCART ports, you know, S-Video, AV. It's quite a nice selection of ports, which is quite good to know. I don't know what auto wall mount is or plug and play, because they seem to be grayed out for me, but yeah, so those are the settings. Now, you'll see this does say check signal cable on HDMI, which is kind of interesting, because a lot of TVs just say no signal. But yeah, the UI is alright, it's decent, I guess, you can put up with it. You're not really going to be looking at check signal cable every 5 minutes, are you? Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but there are actually a few dead pixels on the screen. I will zoom in so you can see. There you go. Yeah, just above signal, there is actually a dead pixel, as you saw there, which is pretty irritating. But again, you don't really notice it from a distance, and that's the nice thing about a 32-inch TV. You're not going to be sat right up like this all the time, so you're not going to see them dead pixels at all. Now, it does keep flickering, and that's pretty irritating. But I'm also going to show you that the PlayStation and HDMI CEC, it automatically turns on the TV. So this is the shutdown chime, which is pretty nice. And if I go ahead and turn on my PS4, you will see the TV turn on with it. As you heard there, it does automatically turn on with the console or whatever you turn on with it. So it is pretty nice to have HDMI CEC. My old TV did not have that, and it's quite surprising being a newer TV. But yeah, it does have HDMI CEC, which works fine. When you turn on your PlayStation, it turns on your TV, and it's nice having that integration. Now, when you're using a PlayStation, obviously there's some proprietary buttons that the remote can't do. For example, the back button doesn't exist on there, like, to interact with HDMI CEC. Triangle doesn't do anything, square doesn't do anything, only X works, and obviously the joystick. So it's very limited, but it's a nice addition. But yeah, those are the main things about the PlayStation. The UI on the TV is decent enough. I've not hooked up an antenna to this because I don't watch live TV in my bedroom, but you could hook up an antenna if you wanted to watch digital TV. I doubt analog TV exists anymore, but yeah, these TVs are pretty good going. They're pretty good price as well. You might have a few dead pixels on it, but I highly doubt that. You can see it's going to go back to the DTV thing again, it does. But at least it isn't static now, like I showed you guys how to fix. But yeah, other than that, it's a very nice television. You can do quite a lot with it. It's even got picture-in-picture. I've never actually gotten around to doing because I don't have 2 devices hooked up. But say I go to, I think it works in the manner of you can watch analog TV at the same time as using your HDMI device. So if I just go ahead and open up PIP, picture-in-picture, and then we turn it on, you can actually set it to yeah, there you go. You can have picture-in-picture in the corner, which is honestly quite a nice little feature. Like, you're not going to need it all the time, obviously, but you can even, like, set the source to EXT1, EXT2, DTV, or TV. Just go to DTV. But obviously, if you did have an antenna hooked up to this, then this would be quite a handy little feature. You can just watch, you know, telly at the same time doing whatever you do on your PlayStation. I don't have an antenna hooked up, so obviously this feature is no use. It'd be quite nice if you could use HDMI with it, but then again, you're just asking for a lot from a TV from flipping 2008. I don't know what WiseLink is. I've yet to get around to it, but it looks like something to do with hooking up USB devices and I guess looking at photos on it. I've yet to actually look that up, but I might as well plug in my USB, which will probably have some photos on it, and see what it does, shall we? This is my Wii USB that I use for Wii stuff, so where is the USB port on this? I've never actually tried this, so this is, off topic. I've never actually tried this. Oh, look, it's just Wiselink. I plugged it in. There's no device connected. Not plugged in, mate. Maybe I've got to go out and in again. It is probably just a media browser or something. I wouldn't be surprised, but who knows? We might as well give it a shot and see what it is. Wiselink. Please wait. Maybe it's a keyboard or something. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, but the keyboard, my wireless keyboard that I have usually used for testing doesn't have any working batteries as of right now, so I'm afraid I can't test that for you guys right now. But yeah, it's probably just some kind of accessory thing that Samsung released back in 2008. But yeah, other than that, this TV is good. I recommend you get one if you need a TV. Anyway, have a good day. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking or subscribing. I don't really mind, your choice. Bye!